Hello guys and welcome to the Pig Daily episode number 25. It is the second week of ICYFAR. I cast your freaking awesome replays. And today we've got some interesting ones. We're going to be casting replays from players who weren't allowed to attack until they had at least 90 workers. So I have no idea how these games are going to turn out. I was a little bit like, is this a good topic? Is this not? I'm not really sure. We're going to find out. We're just going to watch some games, have some fun. As that's what ICYFAR is all about. Of course, we cast players' replays of absolutely any league, so please, gold, silver, bronze, platinum, diamond, masters, and GM. Doesn't matter what your league. Play the challenge. It's actually a lot of fun, and submit a few replays. So let's announce next week's challenge. Next week's challenge is you're only allowed to attack when you're dropping at least half your army. So every time you attack your opponent, at least half of your army has to be dropped. Only at most half of it can attack on the front, so you are forced to multi-prong, you're forced to drop all over the place. No matter what your race, you're forced to play Terran, so I'm expecting Protoss players with multiple speed warp prisms all over the place, and generally just trying to be as annoying as possible. So that should be awesome. Yeah. So thank you everyone for hanging out, I appreciate it. And let's just dive straight on in. Let's take a look at these games. So, not allowed to attack until you're at 90 workers. Let's dive on in. Oh man, we've actually got the wrong overlay on. My preparation, as always, is amazing, guys. What can I say? We'll reopen this replay. Un secondo. Here we go. Alright. Thanks for hanging out, guys, in chat. It's Gary Oak. Was the first guy in today. Gets the true fan status. And beautiful. Alright guys, spawning up here in the top left hand side of Frozen Temple, we have Analytic. So it's spelt in a way where I kind of want to pronounce it a different way, but we're gonna just hop right on past that. Down here at the bottom right hand side, we have Clan Sobre, Mess Queen. Sobre, you ready for my Mess Queens, man? So alright, we have no idea which player is actually doing the challenge. We haven't been spoiled, thanks to our volunteers who actually go through the replays and find the good ones for me first. As a result, I have absolutely no idea what happens in these games. I just know that I get a few of them put in a folder that says these are the good replays. I pick them at random, and then I kind of watch it and see what happens. Looks like we are going to see both players just kind of opting for a hatch first, and you're going to kind of wonder, what do you have as your game plan? You're playing Zerg versus Zerg, the most aggressive matchup in the game. You're on Frozen Temple, this map where like it doesn't take that long to get across here, right? Like you're kind of like at your opponent's base pretty quickly. And you got to think, I can't attack until I've got 90 drones. What the hell do I do in this game to actually try and win? I mean, do you just like try to mass static and go like Broodlords or Ultras? Do you just defend and play a standard game, but then each time where you'd counterattack instead build more drones? I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to be seeing here. I think ZVZ, this is going to be so damn hard. Looks like a drone going down here to have a look around, maybe checking for an early spawning pool or something like that. Both players have gone for a sort of hatch gas pool opening right now. And it looks like, yeah, that drone's just going to make sure there's no early Zerglings on the way. I do like this clan, sup bro. Sobre, oh my god. Alright, we got queens on the way, some Zerglings. You know what would be really cool actually? Is yeah, if you just get a lead, because you can actually static up this area really well on this map. So if you put spines up there, and then just build like an insane drone count, and then maybe have like a wall of spines at your fourth as well or something, you could actually defend without that many units and build an insane drone count and then... Okay, this is one way around the problem. If you can't attack your opponent, well, you can always just build your base outside their base and contain them, right? Okay, this is the sort of creativity that I wanted to see with this challenge. I was like, I'm not sure how the hell people are going to solve this problem, but I think Mass Queen has a bit of an idea here on how he wants to do it. Analytic, though, finds the hatch. He's going to come and start killing that with his Zerglings. He's not building any more Zerglings, just a Spine Crawler. And we are seeing Zerglings on the way for Mass Queen. This is interesting. What has Mass Queen got planned here? I mean, Mass Queen, right? He's allowed to defend this hatchery as long as it's like, you know, in the vicinity of the hatchery. So each time Analytic comes out to attack it, it gives Mass Queen an opportunity to trade. And this is like a really good way of being like, well, I get to defend out here rather than back here. And it kind of buys space. So that's actually so cute. That's so damn cute. Ooh, Analytics going to be going for Evo Chamber Roach Warren. They're going to be going for some upgraded roaches. These Zerglings going to protect the hatchery, man. He's going to keep it alive. Analytic, not getting rid of the hatch. And now, ooh, Zergling speed kicks in, but... Is Mass Queen going to attack? You're not allowed to attack, bro. You're not allowed to attack. He's just going to chill now, and he's just droning on up. Alright, Mass Queen's droning up. He's got, like, extra queens popping out at home. I mean, his name is Mass Queen. Is he gonna Mass Queen? And we got spines going up. Awesome. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh my god. See, this is so funny, right? Because it looks like, well, he's doing something cheesy. I've just got to make sure I don't die. Like, get out some spines. But if Mass Queen can actually get a contain up here, then, I mean, that makes the whole you don't need to attack thing completely viable, right? Look at this. He's allowed to use his Zerglings to defend this hatchery. It's one of his bases. Comes in here and just starts shutting down these roaches. Mass Queen, man. Mass Queen's got it all sorted out. More drones coming down here. He's got a really big mineral income. Check this out. He's starting to mine here. He's got 2 mineral lines mining. No gas mining whatsoever. Pure minerals. He's saying, look, if I can just afford to build heaps of spines up here and just contain him completely, we've got this. Analytic, though, he's getting a lot of roaches. His roach speed's almost done. And these roaches are going to come out now. They're going to pick a fight. Uh-oh, Mass Queen's queen going to get focused here. Those roaches in a nice little area behind the mineral line. The Zerglings can't get the surface area on them. Uh-oh, this is looking really nasty for Mass Queen right now, man. His Zerglings are starting to take a lot of damage. The roaches do take a couple hits from the giraffe headbutt of that spine crawler, but he's going to back off for now. Analytic, waiting for that roach speed. Oh, going to intercept a few drones coming up here. Looks like he's going to engage in the open. The Zerglings, though, get the surface area in the open. This is the fight which they wanted. A couple of these roaches going down very fast. And Analytic, though, he's so pressured right now. He's only at 30 drones. He sees this big economy building right outside his base, and he wants to punish it, but he's just not able to right now. Another spine crawler going down here. Mass Queen still not mining any gas. He's mining 2,500 minerals a minute and just no gas. He's just like, yeah, we just need to build a huge base outside your base. This is how you win by not attacking. And this is actually a brilliant plan. Mass roaches are on the way though. A couple of Ravagers morphing. Roach speed's kicked in. And Analytic, man. Oh man, he's so low on economy though. He's not using those minerals on his natural. So he's like so pressured by what's going on. He's got to think to himself like, what the shit is this? And I don't know, maybe his best bet is actually to avoid this base and just attack across the map into the natural, because the more spines get up, the harder this is going to get. This is a huge number of Zerglings. They're going to come in here with a big surround on this Roach Ravager. One spine crawler goes down very quickly. The other one's still up. The Roach Ravager there clumping up to try and limit the surface area. Corrosive Vial's going down, but oh, he actually pulls the Zerglings away. Mass Queen making it work today, man. He is doing so damn well. He is doing this beautifully. And Mass Queen has locked him in his base, man. Oh, this is actually so funny. This is exactly not the kind of game I thought we'd be seeing. But this is just beautiful creativity out of Mass Queen. He's like, let's just build my economy outside your base. Still not mining any gas. So he doesn't really have any transition. I mean, that's the one issue he's got, right? Okay, here we go. He started mining gas just a little bit here at this third proxied hatchery. Starting to drone up a little bit more, going to be adding to that economy. Meanwhile, though, Analytic is just on non-stop roach production, just roaches for days. He wants to shut this down. He's got to be annoyed right now. I know I would be. Actually, what would be cool is if he moves these spines up to this cliff, he can siege that mineral line. Oh, Mass Queen actually snipes the creep tumor there. Analytic realizes, yeah, he can actually siege from up here. He's going to start sieging that drone line with the Ravagers. That's going to do a pretty damn good job. And remember, there's no mobile range damage here for Mass Queen. Mass Queen can't deal with this. His spine crawlers are out of range. His drones are starting to go down. Analytic's starting to rain down fire from the high ground. And he's going to tear it apart, man. Mass Queen floating 4k minerals at this point. He mines so many minerals and so little gas, but he doesn't have enough lava to build, 80,000 Zerglings with that. He's trying to move the spine crawlers down, but the Ravagers are doing such a good job here. Oh, Mass Queen. Mass Queen's in trouble, man. He's still up in economy, but he's taking a bit of damage. He's not sure what he wants to be building right now. He's only building buildings. He's got 21 lava and 4,500 minerals. 42 more Zerglings on the way. He's made his decision. More Zerglings, more Queens. That's all he needs. And Analytics still, just at this 28 workers, still not using that natural, but up getting a huge amount of gas. A huge amount of gas, not a lot of minerals for Analytic. He's just kind of making these Ravages, making more Roaches. He's going to get +1 range kicking in a few seconds. He is getting a 3rd base down the bottom. That's actually a really smart move. And Mass Queen is going to be getting slowly edged on out of this position, unless he can get out a lot more Zerglings. Analytic, even though his units are more cost efficient though, I mean, if Mass Queen just holds down that Zergling key, he will be able to overwhelm. He's just got so much more money. He's got 64 drones right now. A 4th hatchery is up. He's injecting all of these hatcheries and just continuing to build spine crawlers. More and more spines. Here we go. Analytic, though, realizing what's going on. He's going to build the spines up on the cliff we were talking about. Oh, no! He's going to lose 4 Ravages! Oh, Mass Queen just shuts down 4 Ravages. They're so valuable. Can't afford to lose that. The Roach Ravager is going to actually come forward now, and this is really scary. The Mass Zergling, though, oh, they get a pretty good surround. Great surface area on the top right-hand side of that force, and so much Roach Ravager just falling apart. But does end up weathering the storm. The +1 upgrades on those Roaches allowing them to 2-shot. And oh man, the spines on the high ground killing the drones. The drones being built, but the drones are being overwhelmed. Only Zerglings are in production still. Mass Queen needs something else to spend that money on. He's got a Hydra Den and a double Evo chamber going down at home. But he's losing his 3rd. He's still up about 35 workers. He's got a new 4th base going down. But he's got to worry about this counterattack. Analytic actually going back into droning now. Now that he's opened up that new 3rd base down here, he's adding that economy. He's cleared out this outpost. But is it too little too late? I'm not quite sure. We've only got Zerglings on the map still for Mass Queen. I mean, he's got this hide. He's going to go Lurkers surely, right? We're gonna see a Lurker Den, aren't we? I mean, are you ever really attacking when you're using Lurkers anyway? All you do is sit them outside their base, right? We're gonna see mass Ravager. Oh man, that's just gross. That is actually disgusting. That is so many Ravages. Please try to kill these overlords again. That was pretty funny. That's a bit better. There we go. Those first shots on that overlord were awesome. It was just like the overlord's here and he's like, "Ugh!" Here we go. He's throwing them everywhere, man. There we go. Gonna be taking out those overlords is Analytic. I love watching people miss spells. I think it's one of the funniest things to make fun of people with. I just think of that. What was it? There was like the Liberator set up over the mineral line in early Legacy, and I think it was a GIF of Jonah. And Jonah's such an awesome guy, but he like missed like seven or 8 vials in a row on it. It was just the silliest thing you've ever seen. Oh man, Hydra's getting into contact with these Ravages. Those Ravages just dying too fast. Oh, a few corrosive biles land. The Hydras are getting weak, but these Ravages, man, oh, so many go down. That's pretty much all of Analytic's army. Analytic going for that push, just caught in that choke point on the ramp. The Zerglings buffering, the Hydra's dishing out the damage, and we have so many drones and units out for Mass Queen now. Going up, he's at 70 workers. He's building another 15 drones. He's going to get up to that 90 drone point before he can attack. We've got to keep in mind, he hasn't actually been allowed to attack this whole time, but he managed to really disrupt Analytic just by taking the forward hatchery and defending it. Now, though, he's got to get that drone count up. He's up at 84. And this is the point where it actually gets hard to calculate your drone count because it's Legacy of the Void, and you're like, well, I have 3 drones mining minerals in my main, 10 in my natural, fully saturated, and he's got to be like struggling to figure out how many workers he has right now. But he has actually hit it. He's at 92 workers. He's officially above 90 workers. He's building another 5. He's going to be going up to 97 workers, which means he can swap into full unit production and just go for the kill now. Sup, bro, Mass Queen pulling out a brilliant strategy, but he's got to defend this attack first. These Hydras with Roaches already on top of them. Hydras are a very fragile unit. He's building his own Roaches to help buffer. The Roach Ravager pulled back for a moment there, gave up some valuable time where it could have shut down this Hydra count. And now, even though it does overwhelm, most of the Roaches and Ravagers go down. And I think Mass Queen's going to be completely fine with that trade. 95 drones. Right now, 30 mining on that base alone. Analytic barely mining off his 3rd. barely, still barely has mined the minerals on his natural at this point. Only now transitioning a few more workers down there. And we're just going to see so much stuff popping out. Mass Queen making a lurker den, making 2/2 upgrades, making 2 more macro hatcheries. The macro is just insane. This is so beautiful. Just the fact that you can't attack until you've had to build such a big economy just forces you to keep expanding, to just keep taking bases, to keep getting more tech and better upgrades. And Mass Queen's doing it, man. Actually adding on a hell of a lot of ravages as well. I gotta say, I am impressed. Color me impressed. You've done well, Mass Queen. Even after adding all these structures, still at 91 drones. So actually a really good estimation of where that drone count should lie. And gonna be building some more hydras, some more lings. What's Analytic doing at this point? Still just +2 range on the way and just non-stop roach production. Analytic's just been on that one-track mine this whole game. Just roaches, roaches, and more roaches. But hasn't been able to get too much leeway going. Taking a 4th in a very odd location rather than the standard location. Actually, gonna take a bit of a sneaky 4th up there. Hope his opponent doesn't realize. Let's look at Analytics scouting. So he sees the creep. He knows that there's a 4th. Has no idea about the 5th, 6th, or 7th base. No idea that he is at half the work account right now. Income? About half the minerals, about 1/3 of the gas. Analytic is just getting outmined like crazy. Look at this army. We've got mass lurkers being morphed, ravagers, roaches, and zerglings. 2/2 upgrades about to finish. Well, we've got this minuscule army of roach ravager pushing across the map. And this army is just gonna catapult to its death, man. Mass Queen barely even needs to watch. Once again, the units are trapped on the ramp. Oh, corrosive biles. He does pull back. Corrosive biles on ramp, so just absolutely brutal. But I think Analytic wants to finish the game here. He can't do it though. Oh man, he's gonna try and attack, but there's lurkers up there. He knows he has to retreat right now. Mass Queen, it's time. It's time, bro. It's time to finish it. He's maxed out. He's got 9k minerals in the bank, 1500 gas, 91 workers. He's got an overlord up here kind of scouting around on a patrol path. He's got those lurkers to defend. Is he still unsure if he's got enough workers and he's allowed to attack? I'm not sure. We're gonna fast forward a little bit and take a glance. What's he doing? What's he doing? So let's... Alright, so he's killing some units. I think he's worried about his work account. So we're on his camera right now. He's going to build some more drones, isn't he? Yeah, he's like, okay, build 8 more drones. Let's make sure we're at 90 drones before we attack. Alright. That's pretty funny. He's really following the rules. I normally expect people at some point to just kind of like break the rules because they get excited. But Mass Queen's actually been bloody diligent. He's got 99 workers out, making sure he had over 90. And now he's going to go for that big Doom push. There's actually a muta swap out for Analytic, and there's not that much anti-air here. Those mutas, if they engage on those hydras, we'll be able to overwhelm them. They just need to dodge the corrosive bile on the roaches. Oh my god, the roaches just taking huge beatings from that corrosive bile. The hydras are getting overwhelmed though. Analytic is going to be able to overwhelm the air fight. And I mean, Mass Queen's going to actually need to, he's going to have a chance to, he's going to have a chance to counterattack here, maybe even 35 Hydralisks on the way there. One of the things Mass Queen's got to fight against is that his army is just not that big. He's going to have to bring these lurkers together as well, I think, because he's got so much more supply in workers. So even though he's up 50 supply right now, his army's only barely larger. But with +2 carapace versus no flyer upgrades, no flyer attack, I mean, these Mutalisks just won't be able to hurt Hydralisks. Even about 10, 12 Hydras will probably beat that number of Mutas when you're looking at these upgrades. One Lurker almost goes down. These Mutas going to catch 2 Hydras out on their own, but there we go. Oh my god. The Hydras just tear those Mutalisks apart. And here comes the Hydra death train, man. This is the final march. There's no way Analytic holds on against this army, and definitely not against the Reinforce. That's just too much damage output. But Mass Queen's taking it carefully, wants to take the good angle, and he gets a beautiful concave set up here. Analytic kind of trickles into his army a little bit at a time. The Mutas try to pull back, now they're coming into the front. These Hydras are doing really well. He's actually pulling back again. Mass Queen here being ever so careful. He's got 105 workers up right now. He is so paranoid about dipping under 90 workers. He's moved some more lurkers up down here at the same time. Would be sick to see those run into the base and burrow, or run down here and burrow. But for now, he's just going to kind of build that army up. Oh yeah, Burrowed Beans don't count as attacking as well. I see people talking about Burrowed Beans in chat. Burrowed Beans is always something you could go and be irritating with. Man, these lurkers just don't die. 200 hit points, 1 base armor, 2 more armor from the carapace. The mutas just aren't able to do much to them. 2 more mutas go down. Oh, here we go. Lurker run by. Oh, Lurker Siege. They're just going to break through those spine crawlers little bit by little bit. Start sieging that base. Meanwhile, Zergling's running down here, but there's slow Zerglings. You never made Zergling speed, Analytic. Analytic's trying to make Burrow. He's trying to make a hive. He needs something to deal with this. The Hydras, though, coming down here to defend these bases. All of these Zerglings do end up getting cleaned up. The Lurker's up the top taking out a gas. And we see Mass Queen. He's starting to get ready. He's got to start pushing soon. He's at an insane worker count, but he's just edging forward with these Lurkers little bit by little bit. And here we go. Hydras do engage. They take out one spine crawler. They miss the other one. Oh. Hydra's coming up on the north. He's attacking in 2 directions at once. Lurker Hydra on the north, as well as that Hydra squad on the south, doing a nice bit of multi-prong here. The mutas are all now dead. There are Burrowed Roaches getting across the map, but I mean, he's got to worry about defending his own bases. Almost everything's dead here. There's only a single spine crawler defending against these Lurkers and Hydralisks. There are more Lurkers back there defending as well. And these sharks, man, they're going to come in and kill some workers, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Mass Queen has 102 drones. The only thing this is going to do is potentially force him to rebuild more drones because he's worried about being underneath 90. And Mass Queen's going to come in with these Hydras, going to try and deal with that. These Roaches of Analytic coming into the natural of Mass Queen. Oh, Lurkers there, just going to tear apart these Roaches. As they move side on, they actually start dodging the Lurker attacks quite well. We do see still these Lurkers not quite pushing in just yet. Where are all the Hydralisks at? Here they are. 27 Hydralisks up there. These Roaches continuing to be annoying. Let's just fast forward a little bit, see how this harassment goes. Alright, he's forced the hand. Mass Queen saying, alright, you're in my base, screw you. We're going for the throat. And he starts to move forward and then changes his mind and pulls back. Mass Queen. Okay, there we go. Anticlimactic finish. I was like, okay, come on. When is this game gonna actually end? But GG, well played. Mass Queen actually showing brilliant creativity. Can't attack before 90 workers. Build a hatchery outside your opponent's base, mine from it, and defend it for about 6 or 7 minutes while your opponent freaks the hell out. Yeah, I was playing with the game speed, which is why it was fast forwarding, and then I was like, actually, this is a little bit slower, which is why that was down a little bit slower than it normally is. That's all good. Oh, we've actually got a replay. The next one is going to be a... You know what? We'll do Real Phil's replay last. Real Phil is an absolute legend in my Twitch chat. But first of all, we're going to do a PVT. A platinum one. So the previous one was a gold level replay. I think the next one's going to be gold as well. But this one's going to be platinum. So let's dive on into game. And spawning up here in the top left-hand side of Frost, we have Haisha. Or Hacia? Should be like Haisha, right? Haisha. And going up against the blue Protoss on the top right-hand side, it is No. That's a really weird name. I've never seen anyone with a name like that before. That's pretty sick. Both players spamming it off here. Got to get that over 250, 200 APM going. We have, once again, guys, no idea who is following the challenge. So it could be both. You guys are always welcome to submit replays where you and a friend play a custom and you both try to follow the challenge. But I think sometimes the funniest is just doing it against someone on ladder who has no idea what you're doing, is playing a normal game. So we are going to see a barracks gas opening out of Haisha up here in the top left, as well as a very standard gate gas. And unfortunately for No, he's actually going to mine in the scout in the wrong direction. I'm not actually sure on the timings, but I feel like it's faster to actually scout like this way and scout like horizontal first, because I feel like it's a smoother path from your natural. I don't know if I'm just imagining that, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit faster. Either way, doesn't really matter too much. So PVT, not allowed to attack before 90 workers. I mean, my instinct tells me this favors the Protoss, right? I think about, okay, Protoss not able to attack before 90 workers, you're just gonna get like an insane number of Nexi, get Storm and cannons everywhere, get like Tempest Storm and then like Slow Push or something like that, or get carriers. But I feel like Terran with planetary fortresses and so on might be able to do something with like ghosts and battle cruisers and that sort of stuff. So I'm not really sure. It's a little bit hard for both sides, of course. Obviously, Zerg I think is a little bit more built towards 90 workers, but we saw in ZVZ the hardest possible matchup that our Zerg bro was just like, yeah, I'll just proxy hatch and outside your base, use that as a base, defend that base, and that actually worked out really well. So maybe that same sort of mentality could work with one of these players, where they take a base outside their opponents and then just kind of defend it early on and use it as a sort of semi-contain. Probe's gonna come in, but the Marine's gonna see it, and Haitia's a little bit slow to chase though. The wall's up though, so it's fine. Probe isn't going to be getting inside. Looks like that probe will be going down. Marine going to be doing a little bit of nice stutter step, and the probe does fall. All no C's is the barracks, the reactor, and the factory. So it might be worried about some Hellions, something like that. We are going to see an early Adept out, going to go for some scouting, as well as a Mothership core on the way. Nice anti-liberator pylon back here. Got the beautiful triangle pylons of defense and a robo going down. So really standard opening here for No. No's just like, yeah, let's just get out obs. Might go for a Twilight, go for Blink as well, something like that. And the Reaper's finally going to enter the base. Keep in mind the Adept's on the other side of things. Wait, where did that Adept go? Okay, the Adept's just chilling down there. Reaper's just down here. Oop. Oh, here comes the first fight of the game. The Reaper's just going to hop into the main. The Mothership core way out of position. Only gets one hit on that Reaper. And now that Reaper's got a little bit of free time. A lot of probes being pulled out here to fight. And but only 2 pylon cannon shots. And down goes the Reaper. The Mothership core doing its job there, deflecting that. And the Reaper, did he see the robo? Yes, he did see the robo. So he's got a good idea of what's going on. There is a Twilight as well. Our Terran player behind this is going to be going for an engineering bay quite fast. As well as a siege tank and a medevac. So a very safe opening for him. Oh, the missed rally of death. He's clicked just behind the minerals with this Nexus. Oh man. Oh my god, this is like the smoke break to end all smoke breaks. There's just fucking 8 probes just chilling back here, getting paid and doing 0 work. Oh my god. Finally realizes, and no, he's got to be annoyed about that one. He's got 2 more gateways going down, taking a gas on the natural. This is like typical Zest macro build. This is like actually pretty well executed as well. This is looking pretty crisp so far. We're going to see that first obs going across the map. Likewise, ooh, a bit of tank evac pressure coming out of Haitian. So I'm getting the feeling that No is our player who's going to be defending until 90 workers. I really get the feeling that he's doing it because, I mean, this is attacking, man. You're not allowed to attack. You're not allowed to attack. So I think Haitia's not following the challenge. Haitian officially disqualified from this at the moment he drops that tank. Oh, he didn't drop the tank. That was technically just a scout. Therefore, not disqualified. Just a really shitty tank drop. Bad luck to Haitian. It happens to the best of us. Nothing worse than having a few stalkers and a pylon cannon underneath your dropship. The Observer sees everything right now. No, sees the Marines, sees the tanks. These Marines coming into the main. Have they seen that obs? Are they going to scan it? Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. But he doesn't have energy. Oh, he's got energy. He's got energy. The Marines are going for... Oh, no, he just wants to chase the obs off. He doesn't actually want it. Yeah, he just wants to drop mules. But he just wanted to scare it away. That's something I like to do sometimes as well. Like, you see the Observer just standing there. You can see the ripple. And you just kind of like... No, get the hell out of my base. Like, at least have a little bit of decency. A bit of like, fear. Like, cover yourself up, Observer. Because the Observer's just standing in the middle of the frigging Terran base, butt naked, just staring at everyone. You're like, no. At least hide behind, like, you know, a cliff or, like, on the edge of your vision. So you got to kind of send your Marines, make it look like you're moving them back and forth, waiting for scan energy. I feel you, Haitian. I feel you. More tanks being built. That's a lot of tanks. That's a lot of tanks, man. 3 more barracks. Going up to that 5 barracks production. Adding a 3rd CC. 3rd Nexus is on the way here. 2nd Robo and a Disruptor Cave. Oh, Disruptor Cave. Alright. So we're going to be seeing just a lot of these. We've got Blink finish. And now, what do we got? Adept Attack Speed on the way. So we're going to be seeing Blink, Stalker, Adept, Disruptor. Very powerful defensive composition. And interestingly, No's already got 2 probes up here, long distance mining, even though he's taken this Nexus. Oh, he's just constantly building workers right now. No has a plan. This is the man with the plan. He's just going to build a Nexus here, a Nexus here. He's going to go for that 90 probes for sure. Already up at 61 probes versus 52. Getting observers out all over the map. Yeah, this is the plan. You got to see everything that's coming so you can shut it down. And he's just going to defend, defend, defend. This is going to be beautiful. Here comes a tank evac pressure. 2 tank evacs and a bunch of Marines. Keep in mind, these don't have stim or anything though. So this really is just a light pressure. What are these probes doing, man? What is with No's Nexus rallies this game? What the hell? Why? What? Why? What's happening? How is this happening? Ah! Oh my god, Haisha! You've got to drop those. Why? So far, 2 out of 3 tank evacs have died without even being unloaded. This one's been unloaded, but hasn't taken a shot yet. Here he goes! His first shot, claims a probe's life, kills a stalker, kills a second stalker, and then dies. The Marine's actually doing a decent job there of killing some stalkers as well. But no, warping in more units, letting his pylon cannon do the work, and oh, actually, more tank evacs coming in. He's going to lose the mothership core, the pylon cannons, though, shredding these Marines, and there's too many Adepts and Stalkers left over, I think. But no, he's a bit afraid. He's actually pulling back. There's nothing to buffer for these tanks. He needs to get on top of them right now. But Haisha realizing, oh no, Haisha, that's only 2 Marines and a Marauder, man. You can't stay here. You're mad. You gotta get out of here. You gotta go home. No is still up at 70 probes, even after sacrificing so many by walking them across the map. Oh, the Immortal is down here. This shield absorbing 3 siege tank shots before it does go down. And the Marine Marauder medevac is forced to retreat. But these Stalkers are going to have a great job chasing it down. If he goes past the watchtower, though, that's kind of attacking. You got to be careful. No, there we go. He's going to pull back. He's going to pull back. He's only at 69 workers. He needs to get to 90 workers before he can get higher. Once again, more probes just wandering around this map on these like random paths. I don't understand what's going on. No. How is this happening? Where's this probe going? Where are you going, probe? What the hell are you doing? Is he going to build a base down here? I don't know. These probes still not back on mining. No, once again though, back at 3 probes producing at a time. Just trying to weather the storm here. But this attack is really relentless. Haisha actually continuing to push. Luckily, not many bio units. There's a good medevac count, but oh man, that is just too many Adepts. No getting on top of this. Oh, is he going to shoot down the full medevac? He's got to shoot this medevac. He's got to shoot this medevac. And oh my god, it goes down. No, just shutting down this Terran at every single move. And Haisha starting to look like he's in quite a bit of trouble right now. Still at home, non-stop siege tank production. We've got a whole bunch of barracks, Marines, Marauders, and Armory on the way. If we look at the upgrades, it's a 1-1 upgrades for Terran. No upgrades for Protoss yet. No Forge upgrades. And actually, oh, it's not Disruptors. It's going to be Colossus. We don't have that range upgrade yet, so he's going to need that. But Colossus are actually going to be pretty decent. Do keep in mind they did give it a slight buff to Colossus, making the attack animation faster and so on. And well, here we go. Okay, he's finally going to take a Nexus down here. Only at 82 probes, though. You need more than this before you're allowed to attack. No, you need a lot more than this. Personally, I'm not sure if I'd go for Colossus, because you're going to have such a small army having so many workers, and I don't feel like Colossus are like... I don't feel like they pack the same punch as like Storm or Disruptors. But considering just how big the economy lead is right now, at least once he gets this Nexus up, I think he's in a pretty good position. No's got control over this game right now. And just going to keep on warping in those Zealots. Do we have charge yet? Actually, was that in it? Yeah, that was a Zealot. That was a few Zealots kind of randomly mixed in here. There we go. Charges on the production tab, as is Colossus range. We're going to be seeing more and more Colossus coming out. And wow, is that like a skin? Why are these Colossus so bright? They look pretty. Pretty. Oh, a Liberator joins the party. Good Marine Marauder count. And still 2 tank evacs here as well. Haisha gonna try and push here quite relentlessly. Uh-oh. No, you gotta hit 90 workers. You're not gonna do that with Liberators killing your mineral lands. Uh-oh, those tanks are gonna drop out. The Adept shade on top of everything. The Marines and Marauders did already stim, but this just so much Protoss here. No, he wants to defend those workers. At the same time, he did lose a few workers. He's lost 19 total this game, but he's still up at 77, and he just shuts down that Terran army completely. He's struggling to get that economy up, though. Not allowed to attack for a little while longer. It's so funny because defending in the midst of this, it's actually so hard to just think, okay, I held that attack. I've got 80 workers. Let's keep building 3 probes at a time. But No's managing to do it. He's continuing to build those workers. Colossus range and charge are both almost finished. And he's just going to keep on pumping out these Colossi. He's going to be building 4 probes at a time now. He just needs a few more probes, only 6 more, and then he can start attacking. Our Terran army has added in ghosts at this point. Not exactly what you need against Colossus. He's going to need some Vikings in there, but it looks like he's had enough of fighting front on. He realizes it isn't working, and he's going to start trying to do a massive Doom drop. Going to go around the north side of the map. But No has had great map vision so far. Look at this. Observers see all of this leaving. See him taking a 4th. He's got pylons to spot up here. No just has perfect vision on this map. And he's done it. He's hit 90 workers, 91 probes, and he's moving across that map. He's building 4 more probes at a time to be safe. He's bringing probes with him. I'm not sure if that's... I think that's an axe. Oh my god. I'm not sure if he misinterpreted the challenge or he's just being a bit creative, but we're seeing a 90 probe pull here. The probe's joining the fight. He's being doom dropped at the same time, but Haitia's panicking. He's not committing to the doom drop. He's trying to pull home. He's realizing there's an army of probes here. The stalkers are just YOLO blinking their way into that production, trying to get on top of those units as they pop out. Oh my god, there are so many probes here. This is like an endless meat shield for these Colossus. He's still at 98 probes as well. I mean, technically, if he lost a lot of these probes, he'd have to turn around because he'd be under 90, but it's just not happening. He's losing the production at home. Haitia's doing a decent job there, but No has just been relentless this game. He built that economy like a boss, and even though he's losing a lot of it now, his army is standing damn strong up above this. The Colossus shredding the ghosts. Ghosts on the cliff going down, doing nothing against those Colossus. Note to self, don't use shitty canister rifle when shooting giant laser blasting fucking mech robot. Yeah, you probably need something that does a little bit more explosive damage than that. Maybe a bit of armor piercing as well. We've got 79 workers, so No is actually bringing his workers home now. He's going to try and defend. Oh, he actually recalled most of his army. Stalker's coming back. Haitian realizes he's done. He lost to the probe pool. Beautiful for Aya timing there from No. Thank you for that submission. No, that was actually a fantastic replay. In hindsight, I am sad because I'm realizing that I don't think we have a submission from a Terran player that was necessarily a great game. So maybe we'll try to make it a little bit less worker restrictive next time. I think next week's already is going to be much more Terran friendly because, hey, for good reason, right? For good reason. You have to drop half your army with every attack. I feel like the team with Medivacs is gonna have a lot of fun with that, and they're gonna pretty much just play a standard game because that's just how Terran works. So, alright guys, we're gonna dive into the third and final replay for today's show. This one is submitted by Real Phil. Big thanks to Real Phil for hanging out. He's there in chat as well. Thanks to Real Phil for submitting this one. So this is gonna be a ZVP on All Arena. Alright. Spawning down here in the bottom left hand side, it is Clan Pigpan Pumpkin Patch with the beautiful little, you know, image from my my cooking show days. Of course, that logo is from when I raged on set and tried to beat my my co-chef to death. So this is Real Phil, also known as Pumpkin Patch in this particular replay. But we're going to call you Real Phil this game because that's how we know you from our chat. And he's going to be going up against Monchichi. Monchi was actually a really good Austrian pro gamer back in the day who won ICYFAR in 2012, did really well in a few other tournaments, and then fell off his motorbike and like broke his arm or something and kind of stopped playing after that. He was, as everyone always said, he was too cool to be a pro gamer anyway, going around riding his motorbike and doing cool shit. So yeah, maybe this is a fan up here. 12 age Monchichi. Maybe this player is saying they're 12 years old. I don't know. Either way, we're going to be seeing Hatch first here for Pumpkin Patch. Mr. Real Phil. Actually, we'll just call, I don't know. We're just going to alternate names. We're gonna fail really hard at that. We're just going to constantly alternate between Pumpkin Patch and Real Phil. It'll be confusing, but it'll happen. The drone scout is up here. He's taking a look around. This probe and this drone having a little bit of a dance. Bit of a dance party. Is the drone going to try and block the Nexus or the Cybercore? Okay. Cybercore does go down. Drone's just having a scout, seeing what's going on. Oh man, you can always tell when a probe's got nasty plans. Hey, he's just already hiding in a dirty spot, waiting to put down a pylon a bit later on, waiting to do some proxy. Oh, he's going to come back in for a scout, confirm what's going on first, going to check the natural, and then return home. Meanwhile, we see the gas and the pool down. Looking like reasonably standard openings. Monchichi going for a second gas and a pylon though before going for Nexus. So that is a little bit odd. Monchichi taking his time to expand. We're on Arena. How the hell do you not attack before 90 workers on Arena? I feel like we're gonna see like a spine crawler in this gap and then like just like a wall of defense here. Warp prisms are gonna be an issue though. There's going to be quite a few different issues. Look at this drone. He's trying to be as annoying as possible. Oh, but it does get down. Doesn't manage to delay that Nexus for any longer. Sees the Nexus and does start walking home, I think. Or, oh my god, does he have the same plan as we saw in game 1? Is this just like the solution to this challenge? It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to defend it on your side of the map. Is he going to do it? He's going to do it, isn't he? I can sense it. I can sense it. He's going to build a hatchery. For sure. Oh, nope, goes for his normal third base. Okay, just going to leave that drone there as a scout. Real Phil just continuing to drone. He's just going to take it easy for now. I'm praying for the island as well. I see Farfig Nugan in chat. He's like, oh, praying for that island to get taken. It is actually so rare we see that island get taken. There was the craziest match. Firecake versus Huck at DreamHack Austin. A game we actually cast there when doing the community casting in round of 32? Or it was in group stage 2 actually. Group stage 2 or 3. Whatever the last group stage was. Where Firecake was like completely dead. And he lifted up an Overlord with a drone. He like forced a base trade, lifted up a drone, took the island. And then ended up just like getting enough mutas out to kind of permanently buy time and just completely destroy Huck's economy. So even though Huck had the army, which like couldn't lose, he just could not get to the island. And he spent about 12 minutes trying to rebuild his economy, and the mutas just kept coming in and getting like his only probes. And like Firecake was so dead this game, and he kind of brought it back purely through the island. So that was actually the best use of the island I've ever seen so far. I don't know if anyone can possibly match that, because that game was just such a ridiculously huge surprise. But let's take a look what's going on. Spine, Roach Warren, lots of drones coming out. We're seeing 38 drones versus just 30 probes already. On the other side for Protoss, we're seeing Warp Gates finishing up, a Robo's down, and there's a Forge on the way as well. Where is that Forge? Oh, right, this is the Robo. This is the Forge at the front. Me know what Protoss structure look like. Alright, so he's walled off pretty nicely here. Monchichi locking everything down. Hasn't really shown what he wants to be doing though. Is it going to be a Warp Prism pressure? Are we going to see Immortals out of here? Are we just going to see a third base and macro? Oh, sneaky pylon on the way. We're going to see, here we go as well, Monchichi coming across. Real Phil's slow Zerg and going to try and chase off that probe. But what's he going to warp in? We've got a fourth gateway about to finish. We've got quite a lot of Stalkers actually, interestingly. A good amount of Stalkers here. Monchichi just building up a decent army. Real Phil being quite safe though. Already got multiple spines up, roaches. And he's actually looking pretty healthy. Building a whole lot of Overlords there to get out of that supply block. And Monchichi, okay, looks like he's going for the macro. He's going to go for the third base, play a pretty standard game plan from here. Starting his upgrades. We're going to see that Nexus go down soon. And it looks like Real Phil. I mean, he's got the challenge, man. He's got to get 90 drones before he can attack. He has to expand here, here, maybe even here and here. He's got to get so many workers up. So he's got a long way to go. He's at 37 workers right now. 9 more in that production tab. And there we see it. Warp Prism. Warp Prism always such a big problem for Zerg players here on Arena. Something where the harassment for that can be just so damn annoying. Still no third Nexus down. Real Phil's got to be wondering. I mean, he sees this. He sees no third, so we see him building 14 roaches. He's just going to be pumping out units thinking, what the hell are you trying to do to me, Protoss? Yep, there we go. Spine Crawler trying to wall off this. Already got that extra spine there. He's looking like, what the hell are you up to? He's got to send an Overseer in or something like that to figure it out. I really do think Monchichi is just going to take that third a little bit later on. But it looks like for now, warping in more Stalkers, some Sentries. This is a pretty powerful push. A Warp Prism going to be coming to reinforce as well. So it's a 4 Gateway Stalker Sentry push, just right down the middle. These roaches aren't really going to be able to defend this choke too well, but if the Stalker Sentry comes out into the open, that's where the roaches will become useful. Ooh. Oh, great reaction from Real Phil. Already got a Spore down. Queen shooting the Warp Prism. Warping in Zealots, though. 4 Zealots warping into the main. And here we go. The Roaches are all pulled back to defend this. At the same time, the Stalkers and Sentries try to shove through this ramp. The 1-2 punch from Monchichi coming and pulling Real Phil out of position. The Stalkers and Sentries manage to push their way forward, killing some creep as well. But that's a lot of Roaches, and he's in the open. As we said before, this is the area where Real Phil can close in and shut that army down. Monchichi realizes he's just got to get the hell out of there, and that's a very good retreat. Does pull back. Warp Prism is still alive, actually. Queen realizes this. It's going to come over there, throw a few more needles at it. I always like to think that's like a really angry grandma, and she's throwing like those knitting pins, but like with really, really fast accuracy and velocity. So like, I guess it does actually hurt. Like one of those big ass knitting pins. Imagine if that was like sharpened like crazy. Just getting one of those like into your neck, that would actually hurt quite a lot. I mean, what are they? They're called like acid needles or something, like needle spines. I don't even know. The lone zealot gonna try and be a hero. I love how every zealot just believes they're like full fighting for the cause. They're just gonna walk in there and do whatever the hell they want. And 90% of the time, a zealot's job is to stand in a choke point in a wall, or to distract the army and just get sacrificed into some zerglings in the main base while the rest of the army does the actual job. They're probably pretty happy about Legacy of the Void and them actually being a useful kind of late game unit against Zerg now, just because the way the economy works. But looks like things are just gonna kind of peter out here for a little bit. Real Phil's gonna come down here, clear up this pylon. He's got roach speed on the way. He's got a very nice economy, 72 drones. He knows he's got to get the fast 4th. He's got to go for a 5th as well. Meanwhile, our Protoss player, what have we got? We've got a second Robo, and once again, a Disruptor Cave on the way. Could be used for Colossus as well, as we saw in that last game, but I still call it a Disruptor Cave because Robotic Support Bay, that's what it's called. I somehow always forget that name. 18 more drones on the way. Oh my god, this is the Magic 18 drones, guys. The Magic 18 drones. He's at 89 workers right now. One more worker's about to pop. Oh my god, has he done it? Has he done it? 90 drones. Alright, Real Phil's done it. He's up at 90 workers. He's allowed to attack now. The question is, can he actually overwhelm what Protoss has? There's actually only a small force right now. Monchichi hasn't really been building any power units until now. Double Disruptor production is on the way, though. We've got double armor and shield upgrades on the way on the double forges. Right now, I mean, there's a weak point for Protoss, but if Protoss can hang on for a little bit longer, Disruptors are going to shred Roach Hydra. The thing Real Phil has going for him, though, is he's going to be able to replace that Roach Hydra like crazy. Oh, he's going to get to the Warp Prism. Oh, he attacked it too soon. He's chased it off. The Warp Prism gets out of there. This Warp Prism of Monchichi continuing to be so annoying. Real Phil got 30 drones mining on his 5th base down here. Absolutely insane economy. And not even using the workers fully efficiently. Already got 4,000 minerals a minute though, 900 gas, and he knows it's time. He's got 105 drones in total. He's going to push across this map with Roach Hydra. He knows he needs to trade now. He doesn't have any high-tech units. He doesn't have a lot of static or creep, so he's got to try and trade off these units sooner rather than later. The Disruptors are out though, the first 2 Disruptors at least, but there's not that much in the rest of the Protoss army yet. The Protoss army is down about 40 supply. It's all about the Disruptor shots. It's all about the Disruptor shots. Oh, the Disruptor's just walking into the army. It's not firing. Okay, one Disruptor shot does go off. Gets a decent shot, and oh my god, that second shot was massive. There we go. Those were the shots that Monchichi needed. Does clean up this first army of Real Phil, but he needs more Disruptors out. He needs more gateway units to replace these. Oh, Roach Hydra getting up into the base actually, and especially, oh, he's going to kill one Disruptor. If he gets the second Disruptor, then that is so good. It's all about these Disruptors hanging on here for Monchichi. Monchichi has to weather the storm. This becomes that campaign mission where you've just got to hold out, and he ends up losing the second Disruptor. That's really harsh. Reset, back down to 2 Disruptors. No more Disruptors on the way right now. However, Dark Shrine is going to be finishing soon. We've got only Hydralisks on the way here for Real Phil. He's just going to have to keep throwing these waves at the Protoss. He's built the economy he needs, 104 drones. He's going to actually have to keep expanding if he wants to keep that up. This is one of the things players just are not used to. Getting a 90 drone economy, you need to expand faster than you've ever expanded before. Real Phil needs to do damage with this attack to make this work. Oh my god, a huge disruptor shot there. Just shreds those Hydras, but there's still heaps of Hydras on the south side. Another disruptor shot though, and oh man, pretty good micro out of Monchichi, but he's got to keep the disruptors alive. He's got to keep recycling those, and good micro from him. Looks like he is going to do just that. The unit's loss tab is looking disgusting right now. Protoss has been doubly as effective, but is doubly as effective really enough? No more disruptors are in the production tab. Monchichi moving into the center of the map. No doubt used to killing an army and then knowing that the Zerg can't really just replenish that. But in this case, the Zerg can replenish as long as he needs to. He's got 23 Hydralisks out again, 34 more Zerglings. He's still got a bunch of lava behind this, another 32 Zerglings on the way. In the upgrades, we see no upgrades for Zerg. That is hurting, while there are some fantastic upgrades for Protoss. A beautiful disruptor shot there. Another great disruptor shot goes out, but this is just such a small army. Monchichi overstepping here, getting way too far out on the map. And if he loses these disruptors, that's where he ends up in a lot of trouble. More disruptors are on the way. There are more stalkers warping. This is what Monchichi needs. He needs more units. Meanwhile, Real Phil is just expanding. He's trying to keep up with this money that just keeps on flooding in. Main base is looking pretty decent. Natural started transition workers out. It's missing a few gas geysers here and there, but I'd say that's not the most important thing. He's actually doing really well spread across these 5 bases. His income is at more than double the Protoss's right now. And he is finally starting to tech up. We see the Ultra Cavern on the way. Unfortunately, no Evo Chambers, which means these units are going to stay cost inefficient. But I don't think he cares. He just wants to keep trading. He's going to come through the choke point. This is very dangerous, but there's nothing to kill these Zerglings quickly. The Stalkers don't kill them quickly. The Disruptors don't. Oh, a good Disruptor shot there to kill some Hydras. The other Disruptor goes down before its shot can activate. And while these Hydras are going down pretty fast, the Zerglings, slow Zerglings, are actually killing this army. There's just no Zealots, no Adepts in there. Disruptors aren't good versus Slowlings. And these Stalkers on their own aren't fantastic at all against that. But oh, that's a beautiful Disruptor shot. And we're up to 4 Disruptors now. 2 more about to pop. Storm almost finished. Blink almost finished. But I think Real Phil has traded well enough. Monchichi here is so focused on defending the Hydraling armies. And now we see the tech switch. 8 Ultralisks as well as Chitinous Plating are on the way. And that is going to be brutal. There's just nothing to stop those units. Zerglings and Ultras are going to be fantastic against Blink Stalkers and Disruptors. Storm, not really going to help this army at all. Archons and Immortals are the only units that are going to stop this huge Ultra Zergling army. Adrenal Glands is on the way, going to be getting that huge attack speed boost for the Zerglings. And Real Phil looks like he knows how to finish it with the big old cattle charge, man. Get the Ultras in there and just surround everything and stomp on it. This is actually going to do huge damage. Zergling's getting in here. They don't have any melee upgrades, so they're not actually doing crazy damage, but I think he'll still be able to snipe that Nexus down if he focus fires it. Going to turn around here, and the Protoss is going to start cleaning this army up efficiently, but oh my god, here come the Ultras. The Ultras coming in from behind the Zerglings on the top. He's focused on them, and then suddenly those Ultras charging into the rear of his army. He's made a few Archons, but it's just not enough. The Disruptors walking into their death. Oh my god, tries to fire some Disruptor shots. They do some decent damage, but there's just not enough Protoss here. And it looks like Real Phil has managed to make it happen off this staggeringly large economy. Just overwhelming the Protoss, eating so many bad Disruptor shots, but then suddenly, with this overwhelm, we're going to see that unit's loss tab start to equalize a little bit more, with now only about losing about 50% more than the Protoss player. But oh, the DT warp in! It's not over yet. Monchichi hangs on there with a DT warp in to buy himself a little bit more time. We do, however, see more Overseers morphing on the other side of the map. Pumpkin Patch, Captain Real Phil is just going to keep on making Ultras. He's recognized that these are the unit that will win him the game right now. And the answer right now is only single Immortal production from Monchichi. His main's completely mined out. He's trying to transfer these probes down to the 4th. But he's just not going to have enough time to get many Immortals out of these structures. He needs to rely on these DTs to buy time, but he's got nothing to snipe down the Overseers. And Real Phil is just going to go through. He's going to charge through the choke point as well, just for dramatic effect. Unfortunately, Protoss wasn't here to defend the choke, but he's just going to YOLO on through there. These Zerglings going to get straight into that 3rd mineral line, start doing huge damage. A lot more High Templar warping in, but oh, here we go. Detection. The DT is getting surrounded. They're all just... Oh my god, the whole army is move commanding. The whole Protoss army, realizing that they weren't going to kill anything anyway. And Monchichi says, GG, well played. 90 drones. It worked. Those were some pretty fun games. I really like to see players kind of get out of their comfort zone and just kind of take 6 bases at 9 minutes into the game. Take 7 or 8 bases. Just keep dropping hatcheries and just have unlimited money. And it's a really cool feeling. So that replay was gold. So our previous one was platinum and our first replay was gold. So today we had 2 gold replays and a platinum. But keep in mind, for next week's challenge, submit replays. Doesn't matter what your league is. Bronze, please. I want to do a bronze one. I want bronze. I want silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, GM. Send me your replays. The next one's going to be awesome. So once again, if you missed the start of the show, next week's challenge, it is posted in chat as well. If you just type !ICYFAR on Twitch chat. But you are only allowed to attack if half of your army is, each time you attack, half of your army has to be dropping. So you're only ever allowed to attack if you've got at least an equal amount of army dropping in their base as well as the frontal assaults. So you're forced to multi-prong, you're forced to attack in multiple locations. So next week's one is going to be a lot of fun to cast because it's all going to be people just attacking from the sides, counter-attacking, multi-pronging, and just trying to be as annoying as possible. So if you're Protoss, maybe get multiple warp prisms out there, be warping in 2 places. I count a warp in from a warp prism the same as a drop. So if you warp in 10 zealots and attack with 10 zealots at the front, then that's fine because it's, it's equal. Half of your army is in the drop. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Send me your replays. Tomorrow we're doing a What If Wednesdays. Because everyone's going to Home Story Cup, I'm still struggling to lock down someone for tomorrow, a couple of players, but I've actually got some really exciting players for next week. So that's going to be really cool. Once I can confirm that at the start of next week, I'll announce that. A couple of players you guys might not normally expect to see on something like this, so that should be really cool. Don't want to get too hyped though until I confirm it. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Fucked up my outro. Don't forget to hug a cactus, lick a walrus, and punch a penguin to the moon. I'll see you guys next time.